County Board of Elections will hold a special board meeting of the members of the board on Wednesday, October 9th, 2024 at 4 p.m. in the boardroom of the Mahoning County Board of Elections offices at 345 Oak Hill Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio, 44502. Would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Here.
Attorney Beatrice?
Here.
Mr. Orange? Here. Ms. Calpesta?
Here.
Would the vice chairwoman of the Board of Elections lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we have a moment of silence for our nation, please? Thank you. Chairman's report. I just want to report to everyone that I'm going to meet with Sandy and we're going to find a couple of commercial real estate agents or commercial people. I think you have someone in mind, I have someone in mind, just to give us some options. When I was pulling in here today, it just reinvigorated me for us to get a new building because the parking is absolutely atrocious. I mean, it is just, everything's packed in and it's just not, this should not be this difficult for people to come to this building and vote. It was much easier up at the Uptown. And this is just, you have to run, I mean, I had to walk probably 100 yards to get into the building here. And I'm in pretty good shape. Not as good a shape as Sandy, but I'm in pretty good shape. So I'm gonna work with Sandy and we're gonna keep pushing that issue. We just have equipment all over the place. It's just, this building is just not conducive any longer for our needs and for everything that the Secretary of State's putting on us and everything that the legislature is requiring us to do. It's just not a useful piece of real estate for what we have to do. So Sandy and I are going to continue to work on that. The director's report.
Early voting started yesterday. We voted 1,138 voters yesterday, which is more than 16 and 20 by a considerable amount. And today we're at 881 so far, so
Wow.
probably another 1,000 today, which is a lot higher than the second day at 16 and 20.
And how many absentees went on?
Today, I believe 24 to 25,000 by the mail.
And is that bigger than other years?
It's a little bit bigger than 4 years ago and 8 years, not 8 years ago, not 4 years ago, because of COVID.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Anything else in the director's report?
No.
Unfinished business.
You know why we have that on there?
We do have unfinished
All right, hold on a second. Member Joyce Calpesta, what is the unfinished business?
Personnel matters, Tommy told you.
It's a termination of a full-time employee that voted on last week. And we did terminate her last Thursday, versus Taylor. Does the board need to take action on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to
We
have a
did offer-
motion.
We did offer the resignation, but she chose not to.
Okay. So the chair will now entertain a motion for the firing of
Marissa Taylor.
Marissa Taylor. Is there such a motion?
So made.
There's a motion made by member Joyce Calpesta. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Sandra Barger. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Orange? Yes. Ms. Calpesta?
Yes.
Under new business, voter registration challenge hearings. Okay, so do we have a list of who's being challenged and who the challenger is?
We do have the challenger, Mike Skirpak, who's in attendance today. Dave, your brother Mike? Yes. Right, Dave Skirpak.
Dave Skirpak? So Dave, how this works is, you have the burden of proof. You have to prove to this board by clear and convincing evidence the challenges you made by presenting evidence or anything else. And we'll take them, you want to take them one at a time, or?
Well, we can take them in category. I'd like to start with 165 Cleveland Street, because we do have some witnesses here that need to leave within half an hour.
Okay, so Mr., is it Skirp? I want to make sure I pronounce your name.
Skripak.
Skirpak.
Skripak. Close enough.
All right, so let's start with, what's the address
165 Cleveland Street, Easton, Ohio.
and the voters there?
There's 8 challenges from there. Is that correct, David?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And what evidence do you have to present to us?
So, going through the voter rolls, I noticed that there were 9 registered voters at this small house, 1,036 square feet, which is unusually large number of registered voters for such a small residence.
Okay,
I looked up the address through the auditor's website, found out that it was a rental property, Googled the landlord, called the phone number for the landlord, and spoke to the person who answers their phone at phone number 774-3422, and told him.
before we do that, hold up,
Yes.
Mr. Skirpak. If you're going to testify, we're going to have to swear you in, okay?
Sure.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is you answer to your God, or you swear under the penalties of perjury.
I do.
Okay, continue on.
Okay.
Start from the beginning, please.
Okay. So, as part of the Mahoney County Election Integrity Committee, I was doing a little bit of research online through the Board of Election website and noticed an unusually large number of registered voters at this residential address. Looked up the address on the auditor's website, saw that the owner was a rental company, H&C Rentals. Googled their name, got a phone number, called that phone number. A gentleman answered, and I told him I was working with the Board of Elections to help clean up the voter rolls.
You're not working with the Board of Elections. We just want to
Well,
clear up that record.
I wasn't working for them, but I was working with them.
We've had.
We have had meetings, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And told him that there was an unusually high number of registered voters at this address, 9 to be exact. I told him if I listed the 9, if he could tell me if he knows whether they're supposed to be residing there. I did so, and he responded that the only one out of the 9 that he has ever heard their name of was Tammy Tomlin. So knowing that
So
some
you're-
rentals, people
you're-
are moving
so-
in and out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I want to make sure I have your testimony clear. It is your testimony that at 165 Cleveland Street, you called Agency Rental, you spoke to a gentleman there, and you say there are 9 people registered to vote there. You gave him a list of the 9 people, and the only name he recognized was a Tammy Tomlin. Is that your testimony?
Correct.
Is there anything else on that address that you wish to add?
I don't believe so, other than the property is 1,036 square feet with 3 bedrooms, according to the auditor's website.
Okay, is there anyone here from 165?
Yes, and I'm Tammy
All
Dunn.
right, wait, just stand up, please.
Uh-huh.
If you would raise your right hand. Would you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
This is, hold on, this is you answer to your God under the penalty of perjury under the state of Ohio.
Yes.
Okay, now, we have heard, and what is your name now?
Tammy Dunn.
Tammy Thompson. All right, Tammy. We have heard that there are 9 registered voters there. What do you have to say about that?
They were there years ago. And only thing I could say is that when they left their addresses, they wasn't all there at the same time. At the time they were there, that was their address for voting. But they moved and probably just never,
Okay,
changed their address.
so how many people are living,
What, just the 3 of us now.
and the names are,
Anaya Williams, and Ebony Burnside. And these two is my children.
Okay.
The other ones were my nieces.
All right, and they no longer live there with you?
No, they no longer
Do
live.
they live in the area? Do they live in
No,
Mahoney?
some of them live out of town
Okay.
now.
Go ahead, Joyce.
Are your daughters registered to vote at that address?
Yes.
And they both live with you at that address?
Yes.
Okay. Tom?
Niall Williams and Burnside.
Can I ask you a couple names?
Uh-huh.
Tamia Tomlin,
Yeah, that's my niece.
and you know where she's at right now?
No, I don't. Right now, we're not really physically talking.
Is she registered to vote?
She's not. She is at 165 Cleveland.
Okay, but
Last
it's,
time she voted was 2023, and we don't have her re-registered anywhere.
okay. So if she shows up, she can vote provisionally, correct?
That should be provisional.
I
Okay.
don't think that's true.
All right.
I was wondering, how did you have her down for 2023? She wasn't even living in Youngstown at that time. So I'm quite sure she didn't come way back here just to vote.
Regular election day, August of 2023, we have her.
No, that shouldn't be.
All right, who else?
Lori Tomlin,
Yeah, that's my sister. She used to stay there. She no longer stays there either.
and she last voted in 2022. for
I
that.
don't know when I don't even know.
All right.
I don't know what they did or if they voted.
Tara Tomlin,
That's my niece. That's my sister's kids.
okay, no longer lives there.
Yes.
Sherman. Lakeisha
That's
Sherman.
my niece. That's my sister has 4 children. Those that you're naming is her children.
Okay, then Alexander Williams,
That was a stepson of mine.
No longer is
No,
living
he don't even live in Youngstown.
and Edward Williams.
He's no longer there either.
in. All right, so, the chair will entertain a motion. Well, these people are registered to vote. They're just not registered to vote there.
No, they're registered to vote there.
No, no, I'm saying they're registered to vote, but they're not registered to vote there.
Right.
If they move, they can,
Well, wherever they staying
they can vote provisionally, correct?
Correct.
They don't get removed from the voter rolls.
No, because that's what the confirmation status is for. So if you look at Lori Tomlin, she's still an active voter.
And you have no change of addresses for any of those voters?
No, we don't. Tara Tomlin is still an active, no, she's in confirmation status, so we have her flagged. We have everyone flagged already, except for Lori Tomlin and Tamia Tomlin.
All right, so when you say we have them flagged,
And that's typically a 4 to 6 year period.
okay. So we're gonna remove them as, not as registered voters, but as registered voters at that address.
Correct.
Okay, so someone can,
No, we're
No,
not,
no,
we're not doing that. They'll be flagged and they'll have to provide
When
ID
they come
to
into the
vote.
polling location, they're gonna have to provide an ID with that address, they can't.
Right.
okay, but does that mean they can't vote?
No, that means they can vote, but they have to
Provisionally.
vote provisional. As a provisional voter with the proper ID, then we go back and check that they were properly registered at that point.
Proper ID within the state of Ohio.
Right.
Ohio, right.
All right, so we're not removing them from the rolls, we're just removing them from that voting location?
No, they're gonna be flagged in the system as not living there.
Okay,
So when they come to vote at the new location, let's say they don't live in
I
town.
don't have nothing to do with it. They all adults, so whether they vote or they don't vote, that's not in my
well, my
hands.
question is, if they show up to vote on election day, they will have to vote provisionally,
Correct.
okay? So do we need to formally do anything with the cancellation of a registered elector?
No, we don't.
No.
No. You understand? Mr. Kirk,
Squareback.
yes, you understand what we just said?
Not 100%.
Okay, so they've been flagged in our system. You can have a seat then.
No,
They've been flagged in our system. If they show up to vote, they have to vote provisionally. They didn't notify us of their new address, so say they moved and they got a new address and they just didn't register with us, they'll vote provisionally, and then we'll have to vet it at that time.
If they show up with an ID from this address, then we turn them over for voter fraud.
Right.
But it's likely they're gonna show up to vote at a different polling location.
If they show up at a different voting location, they'll have to vote provisionally. Okay? Because people can move and then not notify the Board of
Right.
Elections.
that's
Did
not
they
illegal.
I understand,
You
yes.
understand?
So if they legitimately can provide proof that they reside somewhere else, they'll
Yes.
vote provisionally, and then they'll have, what, 3 business days to show up and.
Well, they'll have to
provide that
have an
proof.
ID with an address.
Yeah,
Yes,
Correct.
you have to have that anyway, don't you?
that's perfectly
Right.
fine,
You
If
have
any
to
of
have it
those
anyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
5 would show up and try to vote with an ID in this location, they are committing voter
Right,
fraud,
they are
and we
committing
would then be aware of that.
What is
Yeah.
your, ma'am, what is your voting location?
I'm at St. Pat, St. Pat's Church.
Okay, and when you say they're in confirmation status, so we sent it to their last known address, right?
Correct, which was this address.
And none of them came back.
They returned back to us as undeliverable.
Right,
Well, they went back,
pardon me?
they went back, they sent letters certified.
No, I
never signed
understand what
anything
you're
for
saying.
that.
So we're all locked down on this one, correct? Okay. Okay,
Thank you
Mr.
for showing up, thank you for coming today, I
Kirkpatrick.
appreciate it.
Now that we've, thank you
Tom,
very
thank
much.
you.
Thank you
Now that
so
we've
much.
taken Claire 165 Cleveland Street, what is your next one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can we do the Jalen Day, who's registered twice?
Yeah,
Same first and last name, same address. One of the names has a middle name of Nicole.
And birthday?
No, year of birth is off by 1. One is 2000 and one is 2001.
Right, have we looked at this one?
we have, and we talked with Jay Lynn, Nicole Day. He actually signed for his letter, and the registration that he says is correct.
Is that the same person?
He's saying he never filled another one out. So I'll pass these down. This is, I think someone filled in this, it's same name, different information.
Tom, did you also say the signatures definitely do not match?
They don't.
Well, the dates of birth are different also. Is there more than one Jalen Day, did you ask?
There's not.
There is not.
There's just one. The other one came back returned, and he signed for this one.
So which one is he? He's Jalen N Day? Or he's this one?
He is out. Let's see the signature on that one. He's that one on the bottom, David.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna cancel the registration then of this Jalen Day.
Correct, that one.
That one.
Right.
Okay,
He was there to get his letter.
all right.
I think probably what happened, one of these organizations filled it out, why he signed his name for him.
Well, they're not supposed to do that.
No, no.
But this is marked 5/2 of 24. This is marked 7/3 of 2024.
Right, but everything, that's his original. That
This-
This May, the one in May.
Yeah, that-
Okay. All right, so I'll entertain a motion.
Oh, hold on, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Have both of those voters voted in their voter history? Have they both voted?
I think
No,
they- I
only
think
one
they do
Jalen
not.
Day can vote.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Only one Jalen Day can vote.
Yeah,
I think
I
there's no-
understand that, I'm just asking what the voter history shows.
I think
on that.
there's no voting history for.
There's
both.
not?
there's no
Okay.
voting history on either of them.
All right, that was just a
Yeah,
question.
because I was looking through my file, we have no voting history on either of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Did you show him this one and ask if that was his
He
signature?
didn't come in, we told him to come in today, he couldn't come in today.
I mean, because I hate checking signatures. You know how much I hate that. I could see where someone's out registering people, sign here, sign here.
He's saying that's the correct
This
information
one.
here.
This one. Okay. So we'll have, there's only one Jalen Day at that address.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Do we know if the incorrect registration card was turned in by an outside organization? How would we know that?
On a computer,
Yeah, we can
find
work
it.
on the computer and find that out.
It'd be interesting to know what the name of that organization is that,
Well,
May have
sometimes they
committed
come from
fraud.
the welfare department, sometimes they come from
Yeah.
the voter license bureaus. I mean, they come from different sources all over. Sometimes the treasurer's office, I mean, we get them from everywhere, so. But the computer will tell what department or where it came from. If it was an outside group, it will tell you that.
We'll definitely investigate that.
okay, great, thank you.
We don't put up with any fraud, so if we catch it, but I hate checking signatures, because we disenfranchised 4 voters last time, and it was their signature, because we determined their signatures didn't match. And so all we did was rob 4 people of their votes. And so, you know, only one Jalen will vote there, right?
Did I see the registration?
This is the one they're saying is,
The
I don't,
bad one, this is the good one.
well, we don't know. The problem is that he could have been out somewhere registering voters, signed here. he
Well, that's
re-
the correct birthday though,
Right,
correct?
that's the correct birthday.
Social Security.
And he has no voting history, so,
No.
The social security number the same, 8846?
Yep.
0846, yeah. Okay, is that, you understand?
Yes.
Okay, next one.
Should we take a vote on that?
So
Well,
we take a
what do-
vote to take the other one off the rolls.
It's removed.
Well, no, we can't, there's
Correct.
only one Jalen Day that can
Correct.
vote. We don't have to take another Jalen Day off the vote. 2 Jalen Days cannot vote there.
But we need to cancel that registration.
Right.
Yeah, it should
Cancel
go
this
on.
registration.
Be canceled.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I don't want the poll workers not allowing this Jalen Day to vote.
Well, we won't cancel that one.
We're just gonna cancel that one, or both on it. We need to cancel that one and keep that one on, so if Jalen Dave shows up, he'll still be registered. He lives there, but we can't have him showing up twice. So we cancel this one and keep that one.
All right, so we'll entertain a motion
To,
to, and then Tom, I would like
gotta go
you,
by the birthday.
which is, well, but the last 4 of the social security numbers is the same.
No, but this is the wrong birthday, so that's the one we need to take off.
Is that the correct birthday
That's
there?
correct
Correct.
birthday.
All right, I want you to find out who brought this one in,
All right,
okay?
yeah.
I'm willing to bet that's his signature. I'm willing to bet someone registered, didn't know if he was registered and said, here, sign this.
Yeah. It's,
So it basically is a duplicate registration.
Yeah.
correct, it's a
Right.
duplicate.
So we just remove it as a duplicate.
Yes.
Yes,
Correct.
so I'll entertain a motion to remove the duplicate registration.
Correct, correct.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bob Arndt. Is there any questions or comments or concerns? Well, the only thing I want to check is, let me see the other one there, please. The phone numbers are the same. I'm telling you, this is human error. I mean,
Totally wrong.
so let's just check out who brought this in and
Okay.
see if we can't chase that down, okay?
Okay.
All right. No discussions, with the director, call the roll,
Ms.
please.
Varner?
Yes,
Attorney Petrus?
Yes,
Ms. Starch?
Yes.
Ms. Gelfesta?
Yes.
all right. Now we'll move on, Mr. Skirpchak, to the next one.
Can we do the family of 4, the Kessler family at 6647 Darrington Avenue, Boardman?
Yeah.
Howard. So the owners of that house, of that location, the Kessler family used to live there. They no longer do. I spoke to one of the owners who told me that they've not lived there in years, and that she believed that Howard Kessler has been deceased for at least 5 years. And I believe this may be the situation that Tom and I talked about, where they may be dual citizens and move to Israel. And I guess the federal government may allow them to keep their last known U.S. address as their voting address. So
Is
if
the
that's the
gentleman
case,
deceased?
Well, we're talking about the four Kesslers, right?
yes.
Howard Kessler has been in confirmation status since 2000. He hasn't voted since 2021. So he's in confirmation status. The other three.
When are you saying he died?
The owner thought that
You don't know when he died?
I don't know personally.
Okay,
no.
go ahead.
We don't know. We tried to find a obituary, we can't find it.
Okay,
But we know he hasn't voted since 2021, so he's now in that confirmation status. The other three are active voters. They properly filled out their federal postcard application. They're voting from Israel now.
Okay.
And under the rules, they use their last known address in the United States, which is that house they sold in 2019. So they're voting properly in Israel. using
because of dual citizenship.
dual citizenship.
And
And
how
the federal
does that-
government allows that, do you understand?
Yes, I do.
We understand that, yeah.
Yep.
What about the address?
Well, that's where they lived when they first left here, so
Yeah.
that's what they get to use.
And so somebody else moves into that house and registers to vote under that address?
Yeah,
Correct.
That's what raised the red flag.
that's
Yep.
what raised the red flag, but
Yep.
that's what they're allowed to do with dual citizenship.
Right, because the present owners were saying that they still get mail for this family
Right.
that hasn't lived there in 5 years.
But you understand that
We
federal law
understand.
allows
We
them
do,
to
yeah, we
use
understand.
their last known address when they have dual citizenship.
If that's what the law is, then I understand that.
That's what the law is.
Okay.
Okay. And that one, he's in confirmation status, so maybe we could find out or write and see if he's passed away, or, and he could have moved to Israel and passed away and we wouldn't catch it here, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't vote this month, then he probably will be taken off in the spring.
He'll be
Right.
taken off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he'll be flagged too if anybody shows up to vote for him.
okay.
Okay, what's the next one?
Denise, last name Hartzell, Denise Louise at 4884 Winchester Drive, Apartment 1.
What have we found, what do you have to offer on that?
The parent spoke to someone in our election integrity group and let us know that she had moved to Alabama over 2 years ago. Parents Kenneth and Linda Hartzell.
And we don't have cross-check anymore with other states. The parents called here, they got the address for the daughter, they sent her Form 10A, so she can sign it, send it back to us, and remove it from the rolls.
Okay,
But we can't remove her now.
No, she has to fill out the Form 10A. And so we're gonna send that to her address in Alabama, and then,
when is the last time she voted?
I don't have any activity on her, she's never voted.
So
Never
she's
voted.
flagged, right?
But she's flat.
She's
in confirmation of the
No?
She's in confirmation, but we still need her off the roll. So
Right.
since we have an address in Alabama, we'll send Form, oh gosh, what form is this? 10A, 10U? 10A. We send the Form 10A to the address her parents gave us. And then when we get it back, then we'll be able to remove her.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Skirchek, your next one, sir?
Last name Smith, first name Gay, 1310 Fifth Avenue, Apartment 1006, Youngstown.
What do you have to offer with that?
Voter's year of birth is 1800.
Well, that'd be kind of impossible.
And Joyce, you can talk about this. When we changed over to the new system back in 2003, at
I
one
do
point.
not know her.
Oh, that's fine.
You went to grade school with her, Joyce, who are you kidding? Go ahead.
She's gotta get rid of the jokes fast.
Harsh crowd.
So I understand your computer system defaulted to that date
Right.
when you changed your computer system.
In years before, we never had to ask for birth date. So when people registered to vote, that was what they defaulted to, and that's what we
Right,
had to use.
and
Prior to 1965 in Ohio, they didn't have to put a birth date on it.
Right.
Our system defaulted at one point back to 01/01/1800.
Right.
We didn't have a birth date. If we could, we have Gay Smith and Walter B. Smith, their husband and wife. We have Walter Smith on there, and we had the same issue because you also challenged his.
And what, are they both active voters?
No, they're not. They haven't voted since 2012, either of them. But in 2019, they moved to a nursing home at Fifth Avenue. And they haven't voted since 2019, so they're both on the confirmation as no votes since 2019. It's husband and wife. They were actually, the one was born in 1936, and the other was 1938, I believe. So they're in the nursing.
Oh, shouldn't they be purged if they're haven't registered since 19 or voted since 19?
Well, yeah, that's why they're in confirmation status now. So they've got the 2 notices, we haven't got anything back.
We haven't got anything back, so they will be purged.
They'll be purged next
They'll
year,
be
but
purged.
the reason, since they haven't voted since 2012, what made them active again was to move to the nursing home in 2019.
Okay.
Right. So-
Tom, can you explain that? I didn't hear that clear.
Yeah.
First
They
of all,
didn't
wait a minute,
vote?
the chair hasn't recognized you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Kirkcheck has the floor.
Excuse me.
Mr. Kirkcheck.
Kirkpatrick.
I'm sorry. So,
They last voted in 2012. They were in confirmation status at that point, but they changed their address, which re-ups that 6 years. In 2019, they both moved to a nursing home together on Fifth Avenue. One was born in 1936, which makes it 88 years old. The other's 1938, we believe, because Walter Smith is such a common name. So there's been no activity for 12 years in voting. We know they're on Fifth Avenue. There's no obituaries, no death records of them yet. But they're back in confirmation status because there's been no activity since 2019 now. And so they're both flagged for removal next year.
Okay.
But when you look at the voting record and you see 2012, people say, well, they should have been purged already. But that change of address in 2019 reactivated them and reset the clock back to 0. Okay.
all right,
Oh,
we'll get the public comments later.
I'd like to ask a question
Well,
on that.
you don't have the floor,
Okay.
and unless you plan to testify on this matter, you'll have to wait to public comments to
Thank you.
to say what you want to say. All right, so we're okay with those, right?
We are.
Okay,
We are, because they're going through the process a second time.
all right, next one.
Last name White, first name Thomas M., 25 Erskine Avenue. Voters' year of birth is 1800.
Okay, hold on. I have those. Thomas White died in 2021. We found the obituary. And on some of these, I'm going to give the same answer. We called down to Vital Statistics in Ohio, asking for all our back records. We go back through some of these because he should have been purged in 2021. Hasn't voted since
He died,
he's dead, yeah.
so he hasn't voted since he died.
No, he has
And
not.
no one's voted for him.
No, but he should be off our rolls.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take him off the rolls then, right?
As soon as we get confirmation of what, see, we're no longer allowed to purge off obituaries, but we have his obituary. So that's why we're checking with Ohio Department of Health, Vital Statistics, to get these back records and try to
Okay.
find this guy. Then we can go in and purge without the board's authority.
But what I think they're concerned about is,
Someone's gonna come
from the
forward.
time of the obituary to now, that person has not voted.
Correct.
Okay, you
No,
understand?
he is not voted.
We good?
Yes.
We're good on that one. All right, let's go to the next one.
Tom, is he in confirmation then?
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
Before I give the next name, can I repeat a recommendation I made when I turned these in?
Yeah,
And that was to get a complete voter list of the 160,000 or so on the voter rolls, put them in order, chronological order of year of birth, and find all these ones that are 1800 or people that are, say, over 105, and have someone proactively look into whether you find an obituary or something like that,
Let's
because
get to
there are
that.
more out there.
I understand, that's a public comment more than anything else.
Okay.
So I'll let you, the public comment, make that. Let's go to your next,
Last name Zaris, first name George Pantelis, 459 Peters Drive, Camel. Voter's year of birth is 1800.
Last name?
Zaris, Z-A-I-R-I-S.
Can you come back to that one, because I don't see it in my file.
all right, well, he has his date of birth of 1800, obviously. That person is not 224 years old,
Correct,
all right? So we're gonna have to verify that one.
yeah. I'm
Can
sorry.
we have
David.
someone at the staff do it now?
Yeah. If you take the name and, yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one, sir.
Last name Thompson with a P, Michael J., 855 West Ohio Avenue, Sebring. Voter's year of birth is 1800.
Tom?
Yeah, he's actually now registered in Columbiana with a birth date of 1942. So we're gonna go ahead and purge him today based on he's registered in Columbiana now.
Okay.
So-
And when's the last time you voted here?
It's a big file.
Okay. So he probably moved and just never got taken off, but he hasn't voted since 2013.
We're gonna purge him, we're gonna delete him today because we have him in Columbiana now.
Do you know when he moved?
It looks like, because the last activity was, no, we don't, but Columbiana will know.
He should
Okay.
be emerged. He'll be emerged to Columbiana.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. But somehow that
If I had
didn't,
to
somehow that
guess,
didn't
was he a
get
regular voter
communicated.
prior to 2013?
Yeah,
So my guess is he moved to Columbiana in 2013,
Registered.
And some-
registered there, and started voting there.
And somehow the Secretary of State didn't give you that information?
well, it
Columbiana.
was either them or us, it could very well have been us.
Okay.
Well, Columbiana County has to send us the record. If they didn't send us the record, we can't merge him. So that'll be the process. We'll merge him to Columbiana County now.
Okay.
You understand that no election is perfect, no voter roll is perfect. We do the best we can. But we're glad you're bringing this to our attention, but we're not finding any irregularities other than if he registered to vote in Columbiana County and they never sent it to us, he should have been purged if he hasn't voted since 2013, right?
Right.
He's been merged. Purged.
No, purged if he
No,
hasn't.
we merged them. We merged them from our county to their county, so the.
But he's still showing up on our rolls.
Yes, and
Okay.
the merge will take care of that.
Columbiana should have notified us at
Right.
some point about that move, because they have now the latest registration.
Okay.
They don't notify us that we can't
Right.
merge
We
them.
take his registration out of our files.
Correct.
Can you confirm that he's not registered to vote in Columbiana County?
He is registered.
He is.
He
But
is
he's
registered,
registered in two separate counties,
right, because Columbiana must have never notified us on that.
so he could have voted.
No, he
Possibly,
didn't. He
but-
hasn't
but-
voted.
Well,
since
what he's
2013.
saying is he could have.
He could
Yeah.
have.
He could
Voted
have,
twice.
yeah. He
No,
voted
he
twice.
But he didn't.
Okay,
But he
He could
didn't.
have, but didn't, but he could have.
But
okay.
he's a good voter and he only picked one.
He's honest. Yeah.
Honest.
One of those damn Republicans. Yeah.
All right, next one.
Last name Baldy, first name Iva, 318 DeHoff Drive, Austintown. Voter's year of birth is 1800.
July 1936. I found her information. She last voted in 18. She's 88 years old, but she hasn't voted since 18, so she's in confirmation status. But the correct birth date is July of 1936 on her. So I couldn't find an obituary or any other information on her.
And we sent her a letter.
Yeah, she's in, if you look at the status, confirmation, no votes. So,
Okay,
So we can update our registration, say 1936.
yes, we can.
all right. Next one.
Last name Gedra, First name Marie, 4395 West Calla Road, Canfield. Voter's year of birth is 1907, making her approximately 117 years old.
Oh, I might know her.
Okay. I got theirs too. It was put together. She died in 2013. Yeah.
So she'll be eliminated.
And so those are the records we're working with the vital
Has
statistics.
since she died, has anyone voted?
No, she last voted in 12, died in 13.
Okay. So we'll clean up that voter roll once we get the vital statistics.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But no one has voted for 12 years. I'm not sure why she's still on our rolls.
Right.
Can't explain that.
Right.
But she hasn't voted, and we do know she did pass away.
Okay. All right, next one. Well, this is the Harris one?
Yeah, you can go back. I can-
Yes.
Yeah. Last voted in 12, and he died in 2019. He
So,
passed away.
and he hasn't voted
That's
since.
the vote, so that's another one we're providing statistics.
Okay.
Listen, in the old days, with obituary, you could do it.
But you can't do it now.
Can't do it anymore.
Okay. All right, next one.
Last name Smith, Walter D., 1310 Fifth Avenue, apartment 1006, Youngstown. Voter's year of birth is 1910, making the voter approximately 114 years old.
Couldn't find a birthday on him, but he moved to the nursing home in 2019.
This is the husband and wife combo.
No,
Yeah.
this is a different
Different
one.
one.
Yeah. So we know he moved in 19 to the nursing home on Fifth Avenue. And that's all I could find from him. But he
When was
hasn't,
the last time he voted?
2012, and he's in confirmation status.
Okay. Does that satisfy you, Mr.?
Yes.
Okay, next one.
Last name Lysowski, Ronald F., 2515 South Avenue, Youngstown. Voter's year of birth is 1911, making the voter approximately 113. And I believe that was an incorrect, their birthday is actually 41.
41.
I saw
yeah.
that correction.
Yeah. And most likely, one of our staff members was a bad entry on that, and that does happen. They're human, our staff. So probably typed in 1911, should have been 41. He's an active voter, and everything we find, he does live there, and he is who he is. It was our system that was wrong in 1911.
Okay, next one.
Last name Wansack, first name Anna, 5240 Windsor Way, apartment 103, New Middletown. Voter's year of birth is 1914, making her approximately 100, and has not voted in at least the last 8 years.
Last voted in 16, if you have that. She passed away at 102 in 2017.
God bless her.
Yeah. And so she's another one that we'll try and get vital statistics to confirm for us. But she hasn't voted since 16, died in 17, but 102.
Let me see her registration.
Yeah.
And Tom, can you explain again why you're not getting the accurate information from the state when
Well,
these people pass away?
Overall, we get really good information from vital statistics, we do, but if this person dies out of state, they die out of county, sometimes we don't get that information, especially out of state. So if she goes to live with her in-laws in Florida, passes away there, sometimes Ohio Vital Stats won't pick up on that. It's more state-to-state communication. I'm not saying that's the case, it's just as an example.
And we used to get it from our county. We used to get the death records from our county. Now we get them from the state. So sometimes it gets lost in the transformation of, what we get.
But we used to get from the Vindicator back in
Yeah, we used to use the Vindicator, Legal News.
Yeah.
Back in the good old
olden
days.
days, when I first started working here. But they have changed the system about the records we get now.
Okay. Next one, sir?
And this is the final one, last name Schwartz, Bertha Louise Guttridge, 238 Edna Street, Poland. Voter's year of birth is 1916, I believe, making her approximately 108, and has not voted in the last 10 years. And the last I checked, she was not in the voter rolls.
We have her birth at 1916, and that was correct. She died at 102 years old in 2019. Yeah. And again, that's one that we requested records from the
Can I see that?
statistics. Yeah. 202-year-olds.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
If she passed away in 2019, so she didn't vote in the federal general elections of 2020 or 22, should she not have been erased from the rolls in early 23?
She should have been, unless she didn't get noticed in 2020.
It wasn't returned, we sent two and she didn't return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shows the last time she voted was in 14,
Correct.
and she died when?
2019.
2019.
But we might have got to change her address in 2019.
But what, from your sake though, here's the point.
That's controversial.
Although she was on our rolls, no one's voting for her. You understand what I'm saying? No one has cast a ballot for her since 14. And no one's cast a ballot for her since she's died. So no one's taking her information and voting.
But there are those that would argue that just that name being out there, a vote could be attached to that registered vote.
It would show up. It would show up.
If you believe what the computers are telling you.
Well,
It's not computer.
Well, no, there's, I think the point is, we create this, our system creates loopholes for fraud to exist potentially.
right.
Found it.
No, but what he just said is, our computer's not registering if she's voting. Our computer would show if she voted.
Correct.
He's doubting that.
Well,
You don't
I'm
have,
saying computer is,
You don't have
does what
any-
what it's told to do by human beings.
okay, but you don't have any proof to offer me, or to offer this board, that this person voted after she died, or anyone voted for her since 14, other than for you to say, it's possible that someone could have messed with the computer, right?
And that was not my purpose of these challenges. It is that,
No, but what I,
the Secretary of State would like us to believe that Ohio is the gold standard, and how can that be if there's
there's no perfect
hundreds
voter.
of
There's
illegals in the voter rolls?
There's no perfect
within the
legal,
state.
there's no perfect
If
voter.
there's hundreds of voters within Mahoney County that have moved out of state, have registered to vote in other states, and it may take 6 to 7 years to have them removed from the voter rolls. That to me would not be considered a gold standard.
Okay, well, you'd have to take that up with the Secretary of State.
I have.
Okay, the point is I'm interested in fraud. None of these cases that you have indicated to me that there's any fraud going on. Okay, and I take that seriously. Okay, so that's all I'm saying is I'm glad you did this exercise for us, but all it shows is no election is perfect, no voter roll is perfect. This is a human system run by humans, and we all know humans are capable of making mistakes. But nothing you have shown me has indicated that there's any kind of fraud going on with any of this. Is there anyone else?
No, that completes the 25.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Anything for the good of the order or public comments? Would you stand up and say your name?
Frank Dees.
Hold on one second. Okay, Frank, go right ahead. You're limited to 3 minutes, and you're asked to direct your comments to the chair.
So basically, I have a question, and one of the things that we heard was that a person last voted in 2012. In 2019, they moved to a nursing home. Why would that move reset the clock for that
This
person?
isn't a back and forth. You
It's
can-
just a question.
We're not gonna get into a back and forth. You can answer him after the board
Okay,
meeting.
That's my question.
Okay. We will answer you after the board meeting. this is your moment to make any comments, and if Tom wishes to answer you, he could. Is there
Yeah,
anything
we're
else?
just trying to understand the process so that
Okay, and I want you to understand the
we
process.
do.
I want this to be completely open
That's what we
and
want to,
transparent.
100%.
No one is trying to hide anything from anyone.
I love hearing
Okay.
that.
And so Tom will answer that question for you after the meeting. Is there anything else for the good?
That's all I have.
Does anyone else have any comments for the good of the order? Okay, stand up and say your name, please.
Julian Stone. I've worked many elections. The tablet that you're using to find the voter is not connected to a computer. It just has a list of names and addresses and the date of birth. So it's not connected to a computer,
Okay.
okay? Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else for the good of the order, public comments? Hearing none, the next scheduled meeting of the Mahoney County Board of Elections is set for Monday, November 4th, 2024 at 6 p.m. in the boardroom of the Mahoney County Board of Elections office, 345 Oak Hill Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio 44502, set to adjourn on Tuesday, November 5th, 2024, after the close of the polls, collection, tabulation, and release of the unofficial general election vote totals. If there is no other business, the chair will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There is a motion made by Joyce Gale-Pesta to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bob Arndt. Is there any questions? Hearing none, would the director call the roll?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes,
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Gilpesta?
Yes.
this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.